and shame them until I realized that a bird had pooped on the blonde's shoulder. The white liquid had a greenish sheen to it and was slowly sliding down the lapel of her navy wool coat. I watched as a girl 3 people away produced a tissue from her pocket that she passed along the chain of pretty manicured hands to the one who had been shat on. I searched for the bird above our heads, recalling suddenly how in Zoroastrianism, the pre-Islamic religion of our people, Kimia would have been laid in an open-air enclosure, her body an offering for the nearby vultures to devour. A much cooler way to go than being buried, Kimia had told me once, though without a body, we could offer her neither. The night Kimia disappeared into the ocean in Mexico, it was Kat who had been able, finally, to pull me off my knees on the beach, where I'd been shouting our little sister's name in the rain for hours. She'd hauled me back to the hotel, torn off my wet bathing suit, and shoved me into the shower, telling me that everything was going to be okay. The tiles were so sleek and blue. I hugged them as she unhooked the handheld shower head and hosed me down. The water pressure against my raw knees made me shriek. Then she'd pulled me out and dressed me in clean, dry clothes. We huddled with our parents as the sun rose. Policemen knocked on our door and Maman begged them to go find Kimia, but they wouldn't. They said if she'd been trapped in a riptide in last night's storm, as they suspected she had, they'd never find her. They ruled her death an accidental drowning. We waited a few more days to see if her body washed up on the shore somewhere, and when it didn't, we flew home. I had no say at all. At the airport, Kat and Derek abandoned me to my parents, and Baba insisted on driving me to my apartment. I sat in the back seat behind Maman and watched Baba drive like a bully, tailgating cars until they changed lanes, then speeding up to fill the newly made gap until he forced the next car to change lanes too, and on and on. Normally, Maman would have been blasting pop music on the radio. We called her the jukebox because she knew the words to every song. But today, we drove in silence except for once, just as we got onto the highway when Maman twisted her tiny torso and craned her neck to look back at me. Normally, she wasn't harsh so much as forthright. Now, she said, "Khorshid, how could you have been so stupid?" I leaned my head against the cool glass of the window and gazed at the distant plains soaring above the snowy fields off the highway. Just last week, we had soared to Cabo San Lucas in one of those planes. We drunk the free glasses of bubbly so fast our heads were spinning, and Kimia wanted more. She flirted with the flight attendant as she made her request. I didn't think it would work, but then there he was, sauntering down the aisle with 2 more glasses for us, looking amused and conspiratorial. Which was when we'd heard Maman's voice from behind us asking what kind of daughters she had produced that they could drink this much alcohol at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we had all burst out laughing. "Khorshid," Baba now said, "Maman asked you a question." "Baba, watch the road, please." We were speeding, too. 135 kilometers an hour. Maman's voice was strained. "Khorshid, talk to us." "Khorshid," Baba again. 140 now. I unlocked the door, cracked it. Loud, cold air rushed inside. Maman screamed. Baba shouted, "Nakon! What are you doing? Shut the door!" I held onto it with both hands so as not to lose control as Maman kept screaming, this time at Baba to do something before the door blew wide open. 135, then 130. Baba's fierce, dark eyes caught mine in the rearview mirror. 125. I shut the door. Quiet. Absolute quiet. My parents' house was a 20-minute drive from the cemetery. By the time we got there, it was packed with people who had gone straight there, skipped the graveside service. Kat and I first headed into the kitchen to drop off the pastries we'd picked up on the way. Then we greeted my roommate and her new boyfriend. We greeted Kat's friends from medical school, Kat's husband's family, Kimia's 2 roommates, Kimia's secret high school boyfriend, her secret university boyfriend, her other secret university boyfriend, her other secret university boyfriend, members of her soccer team, her high school teachers, and friends of my parents, a man who owned a Persian carpet store along with physicians.